Okay, so here we have MotorStorm Arctic Edge, and it's a racing game. I am quite familiar with MotorStorm. I actually played it first on the PlayStation 3, and only later I discovered that there was a PlayStation 2 version. There's also a port for this, or a variant of this, on the PlayStation Portable, which actually looks very good on the tiny screen. Lecto. Lecto is my name, and I'm gonna stick by it. I tried it before in this game, so this is actually the second run, and I'm capturing this at 1080p, but for some reason there's so many tiny little details in the textures that the whole capturing thing just screws up, so I downgraded it to 720p, and this menu is kind of jittering a bit. Yeah, that's when you upscale this game, it just jitters a bit. And this is my car, a green buggy number 6. Now this is a weird game with weird physics, but it's a good game and I like it a lot. You have to wait for your boost to kick in, and once your boost kicks in you can deploy it and it recharges, and you don't want to overuse it, because if you use it completely it actually blows up your vehicle. I love the way the sun shines, and you know, the glare in the lens, and how the lens gets smudged with all the snow and dirt that actually gets kicked into its direction. Fine looking game with a bit of pop in, but the amount of detail and the way it plays is actually quite amazing. Now at this high resolution, this doesn't play at the highest frame rate. It's very smooth if you tone down the resolution, but I just wanted to have a higher visual fidelity resolution wise. I may have to tack on a bit of the game as it plays originally in the original resolution at the end of the video, so you can see the difference. These elaborate structures that you race on, like there would ever be there in reality. It's a very, oh, that was a big crash. It's a very over-the-top arcade racer with weird perspective, crazy jumps, and I like it a lot. So you see the things pop in the background. It's actually not that bad, you know. They sort of fade in. Whoops. Oh, I did manage to crash. The games on the PlayStation 3 are actually very nice as well. You have to give those a whirl as well. Now this of course is all snow and ice, and it's more of a skidding, sliding thing than the other MotorStorm games, although most of them are a bit like this. And you can take advantage of your boost to avoid collision, or just power through one of the corners. Like here, you just select your boost, whoops, in order to avoid crashing into the wall, but then you oversteer and you crash into the other wall. What the PlayStation 2 really did very good, very well, was lighting effects, and I believe these are baked in the hardware. So a lot of PlayStation 2 titles actually look amazing. Okay, number 1. Let's go to the next race. Yeah, a bit of a jittering in the menu. A vehicle was unlocked. Now every race, every track has specific vehicles that work best in those, like a rally game. And at first you don't get to choose freely between all the vehicles. You have to earn them. I'm earning them right now. Oh, it says so on the screen actually, that all these vehicles have specific advantages. And here it's a very nice mirror effect. You start out on the ice. And probably the bike has spikes in it. Oh! And there I go, flying through the air. I believe there's quite a bit of rubber banding going on in this game, because even if you like mess up at first, you can still win actually. I'm quite a sucker for snowscapes and icescapes. I love the blues. I love these color schemes. Boost. It's like big teeth. Whoa! Yeah, people are blowing up over using their boost. Little details, you know, like that flag that was just flapping around in the wind, in the smoke. Now there is some sort of bloom effect going on that, if you render this game hardware-wise, doesn't come across that well. You see sort of double image sometimes. And I'm not sure what it is, but the games from the 2000s, the first decade of the century, really all were very heavy into their bloom. Now this is a very quiet, but look at the light that just shines in from the edge. It's actually very nice. This is the finish. Final lap. Yeah, it's very nice. This bike actually has very sharp turns. You just lean into the corner, and it's actually a lot more maneuverable than that buggy that I just drove. Now, the boost and make some nice jumps. Fancy mirroring effect, but there's something off with it. I'm not sure why, but I mean, it looks nice, but there's something is a bit off. I'm not sure what. And here you see the ghosting. I love the way that the tracks are laid out, and the extras, the extra structures that are built alongside it. There's a lot of things going on next to the tracks, which is good. Makes the world a bit more believable. I find that a big difference from a lot of the first generation PlayStation games. This is not bad. You just land on the other part of the track, but yeah, it makes, with all the details on the sides, it really makes the game. Yes, finished first. Makes the world more believable. So I'm just gonna check out the next race, next vehicle, and got some presents. Hopefully I'm able to select that. Pipeline Pursuit. Yeah, Pipeline Pursuit. That's the next race. And I'm not gonna, I'm gonna do the Molotov. Yeah, that menu really jitters about a bit. Mud Bowl. Oh, this really looks like a muddy hell. And the different vehicles are just hilarious. Now, if you render this game at a higher resolution, the screen moves a bit more jittery than it does. Oops, and I crashed. Than it does when you run it at the native resolution, and it may be because of math issues. You know, they just use less precise math or something. Because the system is powerful enough to just render it at these high resolutions, and it's not even pushed to the max. So maybe that the game engine doesn't really scale that well to high resolution. And now you can use the boost again to avoid slamming into the wall and just instantly start moving in the right direction. I go through these two arches and keep on the ridge, and then this jump over. I really like the scape, the size, the largeness of the track. It feels very open. It feels very wide and large, which is good. I like it. There's another racing game that is actually quite similar to this. That's Mad Riders. I've played it before. You can actually see videos of that. It's available on the PlayStation 3 and PC, and it's similar. I just love all these colors, that purple smoke and the lights. And actually, when you play this on a real PlayStation and at a standard resolution, the lower resolution and just the utter smoothness of the graphics really give it an organic feel. And I really think that the PlayStation 2, the graphics of it have aged very well. Go through these arches again. And another boost, jump over. And that's basically closing up to the finish. Some more bends, but nearly there. Final jump. Boom! And there in the distance we have the finish. In sight. Mud Bowl. Okay, points awarded. 100. Continue. Yeah, I just don't wait for the other CPU drivers to come in, because that actually takes a while. You would expect them to actually pop in when you press the X, but for some reason the times can only be created real time or something. I don't know. They don't pop in if you advance. Eagle Falls. 2 laps. And I believe I'm driving a truck now. Oh no, this is this Dodge or whatever. What is it? Looks like the Dukes of Hazzard's car. It's a Ford perhaps, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's actually any known brands in this game. I don't think they licensed any real brands, so it's all imaginary. Art direction wise, I love how they I hit the wall. I love how they liven up the gray and the white by having brightly colored objects. Whoops. Oh man. Brightly colored objects and structures alongside the tracks. Really enhances. Whoops! Oh gosh, how on earth am I gonna win this? Well, thanks to some proper. Whoa, my God! Thanks to some proper rubber banding, I might still. Now this game, you really want to play with the camera tailing behind the car. You don't want to have the in-car view because that really, well, it makes me projectile. Oops. Oh gosh. It makes me vomit projectile. So. Oh yeah, why not drag that bit of fence around? Whoops! Oh, that's another bit of the track, but you don't wanna enter it like that, flying and then. Bits of mud stuck to the windshield. Bits of snow. Now the capture card really has a difficult time. Or the encoder, actually. The encoder in Davinci really has a hard time encoding all these grids and all these repetitive. Whoops! I almost did the same thing. Just landed back on the road, not to land in a ditch for the second time. Just, whoops! Do some sliding. Now, it must be a very annoying sound when you're just viewing this, but the boost really is very handy to have. It really puts an edge on the game, and yeah, the first couple of rounds like this, they're pretty easy. You see that I actually end up #1 almost all the time, and it's like the third time I played this. So it starts out pretty easy, but the difficulty ramps up, and then it's harder and harder to win, actually. And we might actually continue and see when I start failing. This is the truck, the Arctic truck. We race with trucks here. Now, what you see at this high resolution is, again, when the camera was panning over the trucks, you could actually see some things pop in, some graphics pop in, and that's because what these older systems used to do, and newer systems really don't use it that much, is that they made the models, made the number of polygons, and made the textures more simple when they were further away. So it actually saved processing power that way. So, and you wouldn't see the difference actually, but if you render it at a high resolution, it's harder to hide, and you can actually see the complexity of the models pop in. So that's actually quite interesting. If you look at the PlayStation 2 graphics at this high resolution, even 720p, you actually see more of what the assets are like and what the polygons are like than if you run it at a native resolution. Then it actually looks more organic and perhaps even a bit more magical. And these textures, I mean, PlayStation 2 textures, they really scale well. They upscale very well. The creators of these games were wise enough to use actually pretty decent quality textures. So if you upscale the graphics, they still look pretty good. Now I'm not filtering any of the textures. I just up the resolution. The textures are just like they are, only drawn at high resolution. Some people are very keen on also upscale the textures or do some trilinear filtering and stuff, but that just makes it a muddy, washed out mess. And I actually like this clear, almost hyper. Oh, that was my left front tire. I very much like this ultra realistic, almost sharp rendering of the graphics. Now this truck is really a beast to control. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave you guys to it. I'm just gonna continue racing, but I want to concentrate on playing the game for a bit. I'll let you listen to the screamy, horrible noise that this game calls music, and it may actually be a bit more scratchy than regular because it's emulated. I'm not sure, but it could be that the emulated sound card doesn't do the audio of the game justice because it's like a simplified version of the audio. But then I would have to leave you with that audio. Let's continue some of the narration then. So it looks like we're driving across large sheets of ice. They're just stuck together. And yes, number 1 again. Love the Aurora Borealis effect that you can actually see in the sky. Okay, some other some sort of shovel thing. Gold Rush, rank 2. Festival race. Another one of these truck type vehicles. So the boost, you don't get that at start. It charges, and then after 10 seconds or so everybody has boost, and then the race begins because everybody's boosting. And as a bigger vehicle you get to actually destroy or run over the other small vehicles, so it's like war on the road. It's a bit Mad Max like. And oh wow, yeah, I was distracted by that gorgeous water that was just, that waterfall that was flowing there. It just drew me to it, and drew me to it, and I just thought, yeah, let's fly. Oh wow, this is cool as well. Now yeah, I'm number 1 now. So yeah, if you reach number 1, what my experience is that it is fairly easy to remain number 1. And he says when he was almost overtaken. Yeah. And what's also fun is that certain bits that have been destroyed or have been knocked off remain on the track, and you can actually interact with them. And if you drive, for example, a bike, if you ride a bike, running over a bit of fence. Whoa! I do the same. Riding over a bit of fence will actually knock you down. Whereas there was a bird flying in the sky. Whereas if you drive over that same bit of fence with your truck, you wouldn't even notice, you know. So yeah, I think this is a good game. It's a good game. It has great graphics and it plays nice. It really is MotorStorm, and I'm not sure if this actually was brought out. Might have been at the same time when. I'm not sure when the perhaps when the PlayStation 3 games also came out, that they actually brought out a MotorStorm for the PlayStation 2. I mean, really, they have been making games for the PlayStation 2 for a long time. Even when the PlayStation 3... Whoops. Yeah, you don't drive into the... Whoa! Yep. They have been making PlayStation 2 games for a long time. It's till 2013, 14, 15 or something. Even later, perhaps. Now, stay on it. Stay on... Yeah. What really helps the graphics is the way they do shading and coloring and shadows and reflections and stuff. That really makes... Whoa. Oh wow. It really makes for a good game. And now drive through the river, and then at the finish. Oh, very good. 100 points awarded. So yeah, not too difficult, not too difficult. Okay, some more goodies. Oh wow, that looks like a nice snow scooter. Gold Rush, Dig Deep, Speed Race, Gates, don't run out of time. Is that the only vehicle I can use? Yeah, it seems to be. Okay, I believe here is where the game actually ramps up quite a bit in difficulty. I have to drive through these colored gates in time. Might not be able to make it, so this might be the... I should have gone down. Missed one. So you have to do 30 of these gates in 20 minutes, 20 seconds, or what is it? Yeah, it counts down, and if you... Yeah, if you... Oh, missed one. And if you go through one of these gates, you get extra points, so... yeah. It's like a constant race against the clock. But it's a known track, so it should be easier than if it was a completely different new track. But I'm missing out on some of them because some of them are on the lower areas that I normally don't drive. This is one lap already. Okay, so 3 laps, 10. Yeah, I should be able to make it if... Oh, yep. Oh gosh, and now I miss one. Yeah, okay. That could actually cost me. And that could cost me as well. Oh, bloody hell. Let's see if I can almost boost to the maximum. Oh, bah! Okay. No. I don't think I'll be able to make it much longer. Well, perhaps if I just don't miss a single one of them. Yep. Another one. Yeah, look. Reaching above. Oh, bloody hell. It really cams down too much. Okay. Now there's. Oh god! I should have gone down. Yeah, this is gonna cost me. This is. Oh, and another one. Oh, this is gonna cost me dearly. Game over. Game over. Game over.